day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days.
Hello friends and random internet people, once again this is Orph with your Vengeance Demon Hunter RBG guide. I will be going over talents, spec, a bunch of other stuff. This is going to be a lot shorter. Sit back and relax and do it. For the spec talents, the Vengeance talents, I tend to stay away from the Spirit Bomb damage route. I think that's PvE oriented. I will stay on this side of the tree almost exclusively. For the chains, then I'll kind of go over them real quick. So Fell's Devastation is your point, your top point, and I'll come down here and I'll get extra heals. To get a shield for Fell Devastation, I will, it's damage, but it's really to get down here. Fell Devastation increases your damage. Damage is increased for you. I'm coming down here to get the cooldown of Demon Spikes. So I'm coming here, reducing my cooldown half a second because I'm using so many soul fragments all the time. I always have Demon Spikes up. But this is what I've come to. Last resort, if you die, you change to Metamorphosis. I think it's like 30% of your health comes back, it feels like. That could be wrong. I jumped off a building earlier to test it and it didn't pit pop, so it must be just player damage, or PvE damage or whatever, but it turns you into Metamorphosis. This is just a heal, Fodder the Flame, and then if you're coming down here, Frailty. This gives you when you do damage to an enemy, you get a little bit of that healing back. So Sigil of Flame, again, I'm taking Sigil of Flame talents here. No, it's here, somewhere over here. Yeah, that. Where is it? I don't know, I've lost it. But anyway, that Frailty, you healed for, you're popping off your Sigil of Flame, you're healing. You get shorter cooldown on Thorglaive. This gives you soul fragments. This is your reduced damage. This is where your Immolation Aura speeds you up and it gives you a longer Immo Aura. I've kind of swapped back and forth between this two. This is a Silent Sigil, and this just gives you more healing on your Fell Devastation. Increases your parry chance, duration of the Demon Spikes. Again, down here we've already gone over. But coming this way, your Infernal Strike is reduced by 8 seconds, so you're not having to worry about, oh man, I can't jump. So you're wanting to jump. But Firebrand, so this takes the damage away from your enemy. That essentially, it deals a little bit of damage, but it reduces the enemy's damage they do to you for 10 whole seconds by 40%. So this is really good if somebody's just sticking on your butt. Just constantly use Firebrand. There's a talent down here that goes with it. One additional charge is cooldown reduced, but this one. Every 2 seconds, Firebrand spreads to one nearby enemy. So if you're clumped with a group of enemies, you're Firebranding one, it's being spread. They're doing less damage to you. The biggest thing about Demon Hunter is you don't have an oh shit button, really. So you're constantly relying on using your abilities constantly to get your soul fragments coming, to get your Fell Devastation on off cooldown, getting as many shields as you can, which, I mean, people are just busting through shields nowadays. They only shield for 100k or whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's really rough out there in these streets. This is my barrier. You shield yourself again. If you have soul fragments around, the more soul fragments you have, the more healing and shields it will give you. Reduce damage with Immo Aura. This is a Sigil of Chains, which it pops, and after I have the 1 second thing, it will jank people back that were in it. This you get a shield. Again, Firebrand's a very important talent for Vengeance Demon Hunters. This makes my sigils bigger, so it catches more people. And I'm just trying to keep it short and sweet. I don't want to take up 40 minutes like I did last time. and I mean, this just goes down and gives you an additional charge. So trying to stay alive, trying to shield myself, trying to move faster, keep my shields going on, get these lesser soul fragments, just another Throwglaive to get down here, and then, you know, the middle talents, depending kind of which one you want to pick here. But then to come down, I've seen people pick this up. It's refunding Fury. I don't ever feel like I'm out of Fury, so I've kind of skipped the Dark Glaive, sorry, and come over here and gone down the middle this way. But again, this is all damage. I still kind of stay away from that left-hand side. For your Demon Hunter class talents, it's set up a lot like Havoc was. You're still getting, so here we take the movement ability. So this, when you jump, you get speed increase after your strike. So you can do that twice with one of these talents over here, and you're able to run a little faster. You keep the speed up, keep away from the enemy team. You have to make sure your healers are on you. I don't take this because I don't care about extra damage, but the rest of these talents, you know, you're getting your Nova, still taking Consume Magic in my Interrupt. I'm still getting Fire heals. Imprison, you're still taking a lot of the stuff that you do. Tons of people use Precise Sigils and come down this way. I mean, Fear, again, it's good. I've swapped between out and in between this one. I mean, I don't suppose I get any more value out of that. I enjoy having Quicken Sigils to get my sigil to go boom boom instead of taking forever, it seems like, to pop. And then this again, just making my sigil effects longer, so snaring them longer. This is another parry increase, but that's just to get down to the bottom. This I don't take demonic because I don't, you know, you only feel devastating once every minute or so. This I find that I get metamorphosis a lot more often. You know, I always see the buttons ready to use, so this is the first of the Illidari that I take on this build. But again, I was saying these I don't really use because I want to be able to place my sigils, especially my chains. I want to be able to know where they're coming. So this essentially puts it where they are, and they'll get out of that. This puts it where they're like, you just put it where you're going. So instead of having to run around and I can look behind me and see that they're coming, drop my sigil, and it goes off in a second. So I know that they're stopped there. I can come back out and then be good to go. I'm going to die. I'm not going to die. Okay. For your PvP talents, I almost never change Demonic Trample when I want to run over the enemy and like knock them down. So it'll give you a speed increase. It seems to work just as far as your jump does. So when you what the hell is it called? Infernal Strike. I'm not a Bell Rush, but Infernal Strike. When you Infernal Strike, you get about as far as you do as when you use Demonic Trample. You run really fast into a demon, do a little bit of damage, but you knock your enemies down. You can't be snared. This is really good when you have a DK on you and it's in a flag map and you're being slowed to, you know, to everything. Use that. You can't be slowed. You can't use anything else while you're in demon form though, so just be careful with that. I still use Glimpse to get the immunity from CC and just reduce my damage a little bit. And then this Illidan's Grasp, it is your stun, I guess. You can toss the target up to 40 yards away, so damage again very minimal, but this is used to stop somebody that's on you and throw them away as you're trying to get away. This I will change, or I had changed in the past, to Rain from Above. Yeah, Rain from Above, but now there are so many Boomies and Warlocks, I don't use this. The rest of the PvP talents are the same as they were in the previous video. Detainment would be fine if you were, you know, needed a hard CC somebody, but I've usually got somebody with me that hard CCs. For this build, I'm just running around. So these are the PvP talents that I've chosen. Now, there's not really a rotation per se for Vengeance Demon Hunter. Essentially, you're using Fracture to generate your shards, Soul Cleave, and Fell Devastation, the latter of which is on a longer cooldown, to use your shards. And then Throwglaive on cooldown. Throwglaive, we're still using the Master of the Glaive talent, which snares people. So you'll want to use that on cooldown to snare your enemies that are chasing you. Firebrand to do less damage to you. It's 40% less damage that individual will do. We have talents that I've shown that will spread Firebrand after a few seconds, and then Immolation Aura, it speeds you up. It does other things again with the talents we discussed. There's rotation, cycle through your cooldowns. This one uses souls as well. Soul Barrier, Demon Spikes just works as an armor and parry buff. So use those. We'll go over talents and everything we've done already, but just there's not really a rotation. You're just trying to survive at this point. This does damage. This heals you. This shields you. This makes the enemy do less damage. So no rotation, but you're cycling through your buttons, and Fracture will go down. Soul Cleave will go up. Fel's Devastation's on a 1 minute cooldown, I believe. So like this will go on cooldown. This will be on cooldown. This will come up. You use that. Your buttons, you're always pressing something. Yeah. And probably the easiest part of this video is stats and gear. Literally, except for one piece, I use the exact same set that I have with Havoc. Mastery is still good because it gives you armor, and it helps with demon spikes. Attack power doesn't particularly matter, but mastery is still your best stat. With versatility, obviously, but mastery and versatility is what you want. Just like you're a Havoc Demon Hunter, it's all the same gear. Mastery and verse mastery, verse mastery. This is haste because it's a tier piece that'll change. But yeah, you want verse mastery on every piece. The enchants are the same as well. You get your sockets on your neck. I'm doing verse and mastery. If I get some more versatility base, I'll probably just change these out for straight mastery gems. Don't forget your primal, eliminated whatever primary stat gem. But still waking stats, still homebound speed. These Shadow Flame, again, this is just because I have it on Havoc. You could probably go with Sovik here for the main stat increase. This, the gloves don't have one, but the belt, you do have the belt clasp, just like Havoc. Armor kit, just like Havoc. Plains Runner, just like Havoc. And then versatility for rings. This is the only piece that I change out. It gives you the increased health for 15 seconds, and it still completes the set bonus for your PvP trinkets. The 4-piece for Vengeance. Fragments are healing you for a little bit more. I finally have 2-piece. I don't really feel the heals from Soul Fragments. I think they're really nerfed in PvP. But yeah, that's the 2-piece. I don't have the 4-piece yet. I probably won't for another 3 weeks or so, or I guess 2 weeks whenever the catalyst is out twice. Like it gives you just a passive after you get 20 soul fragments, which you're popping off all the time when you're using Fracture. So when you pop off 20 of those, your next cast of Shear will apply Firebrand for 6 seconds. So you're just, I guess it's Fracture, not Shear, but you're hitting people. You're getting stacks. This is giving you stacks of your soul buff, and then you apply Firebrand. I mean, that's pretty much there is. The embellishments. I use the CC boots to get my primary stat, and I'm using the undulating spore cloak because I will constantly heal above 70% health, and then if I get a whoopsie, it gives me another shield, which again, as Demon Hunter, you kind of have to have. It gives me a shield that I'm able to use to live. Well, guys, that about covers it. I've gone over the rotation, the talents, the stats. There aren't any macros, but if you enjoyed the content, like, comment, subscribe. Sorry, I tried to keep it short. Hopefully it won't be a bajillion years like the other one was, but I appreciate it. Thanks for watching again.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great.